Afternoon, guys. Yes, I got a haircut. Uh, all right, gotta start somewhere. Friday afternoon. So I want to bring this one up. If y'all don't think this Green New Deal is purely political, it, it has nothing to do with saving the world. Okay, this is all politics. And I'm going to explain why real quick. All right. Some of you have noticed, maybe not everything, but tensions are heating up in Europe with Belarus and the EU, and of course, in ties Russia into that. Okay. And, so just to give you a little bit of background, what's going on. Y'all know that Western Europe is in dire needs of natural gas to heat for the winter. They're massively short on reserves, nothing of the sort. It's supposed to be a cold winter. They don't have anything. There's, panic setting in. I've talked about it before, where, Germany is giving classes, if you will, to people on how to stay warm, survival tactics. Austria, Spain, Italy, talking about no electricity. Again, this is directly due to natural gas, whatever it would be. So, that's the issue that they've got. Now, in comes Russia, and Russia piping in natural gas. Russia's, got a lot of natural gas, okay? Just think of the expansive size of Russia as is, okay? And then what they are able to produce, they can basically heat Western Europe. Well, the issue is that the pipeline that takes the natural gas from Russia to Western Europe goes through Belarus. And Lukashenko, who is the president of Belarus, is a psychopath. All right. Just the guy is a complete lunatic. I'll give you this, and this is where I say it gets political. Lukashenko, what Mrs. P was telling me, in their last election, won 20% of the vote. It lost 80% of the vote. 80% of the population did not want him. Putin was able to get him in. All right. Belarus is a strong ally of Russia. Why? Same reason that we have problems with Ukraine, just on the other side. Belarus is a buffer zone between Western Europe and Russia, just like Ukraine is a buffer zone. And Putin, it's very important for him to keep the ties with Belarus, because otherwise, just like they're worried about in Ukraine, if Ukraine comes to NATO, you could have literally U.S. tanks and Russian tanks this far apart. Okay, literally this far apart. Same thing with Belarus. Okay, so it's important for Russia to stay on good terms with Belarus. Now, obviously, Lukashenko is a puppet of Putin, no question whatsoever. So the decision is going to be ultimately be made by Russia, but not by Belarus as to what happens. But this is where I say it gets political, because in the United States, we have gas prices. I was out yesterday, and gas prices here were up another dime. We're now looking at $3.19 a gallon. And I know a lot of you are going to go, holy crap, that's cheap, okay? But considering in January we were paying less than $2 a gallon, yeah, it's gone up drastically, just like it's gone up drastically for everybody else. Now, the political part of it is this. The other day, Jennifer Granholm laughing when they say, oh, get oil prices down. No, okay, not happening. Politicians don't want the gas prices to come down. They don't want, they're thrilled with this. They're using every other excuse. Belarus, Poland, using the excuse of the migrants, as all of this, the Afghanis wanting to go into Poland, but Poland won't let them in, that sort of stuff. They're using this as an excuse to keep petroleum prices high. Why? They're trying to, again, just like we look at with food, starve us out. When you can't afford food, when you can't afford gasoline, when you can't afford to heat your house, you become much more complacent and much more willing to go, okay, whatever, please give me a glass of water, a loaf of bread, and a stick to burn a fire with. Okay, that's what they're hoping for. You know, look at Germany, and Germany is trying to take nuclear energy and declare that is not green energy. Mind you guys, there's no pollution that comes from nuclear whatsoever. Okay, none. It's all the little puffs of smoke or whatever you see coming out of a reactor. That's steam. That is nothing but steam. Nuclear is about as green gets, okay? But the German government does not want to declare nuclear green energy because everybody just wants solar and wind, which we all know doesn't work, okay, on a large scale. I mean, small scale, you know, heat your house or power your house or something like that, sure, okay? To power Los Angeles ain't happening, okay? But that's why I'm saying this is political. They're trying to starve out the people of Europe, okay, with the natural gas, of the United States, Biden cutting down the Keystone pipeline, Enbridge 5, you know, figure this one out. I told you the other day about the Enbridge 5 pipeline, you know, up through Michigan and stuff. Let's kill that one. But at the same time, let's build a pipeline through the Midwest, through the Corn Belt for carbon capture. A pipe that's this round, whether it carries carbon dioxide or whether it carries oil, is still a pipe that round, okay? And it still goes through the ground, and it still is going to affect the environment. This is the thing. You know, don't be fooled whatsoever. This is what they are trying to do. They are trying to starve us out with food, trying to freeze us out, or however you want to put it, with oil. You know, Tucker Carlson made a great point yesterday about the other thing with oil, right? They want gasoline prices to be up. Why? Because if we're a mobile society is harder to control. If you can't go anywhere, I mean, how far can you ride on your bicycle, ride on your horse, whatever it would be, okay? You know, I could easily drive up to Indiana and go see my daughter on a moment's notice, hop in the truck and gone. I certainly can't do that on a horse. I certainly am not going to do that on a bicycle, okay? So you're much easier to control in one place if you are not mobile. That is the other thing. Don't think again for a minute that this electric vehicle stuff is where they want us to go. They don't want you to be mobile, period. Again, we go back to what we've been talking about all year. The only mobility they want is putting everybody in cattle cars for all intents and purposes and getting you into the cities. So again, you're not mobile, all right? You're easier to control. Don't be fooled, guys. That's what's going on. That's what's going on in Europe. That's what's going on in the United States. I can't speak for Australia or anything like that because I'm not sure. But the squeeze is on between resources that you need, you know, basics, food, water, shelter, okay? Food, we know where that is. Shelter, well, that includes heat, okay? So that is what they're trying to do. How they're going to go after the water, don't know, but expect that one coming soon. Just thought I'd let you guys know a little bit because I know a few of you have asked about what's going on with Ukraine or not Ukraine, with Belarus. That's what's going on there, but that's also a little bit on how we're putting puzzle pieces together like we like to do. Have a good Friday afternoon. Pinball out.